Hi guys, it's Yume, and I'm back here again to talk about the MBTI of the Strawhat parrots. I've discussed about Luffy and Zoro in the past, Nami and Sanji, and now I want to talk to you about Robin and Usopp. Now, for those of you who are not very familiar with MBTI, you can check out my previous video where I explained what the four characters did in greater details. But just to refresh some memories, MBTI is like 16 personalities where you divide people's personality based on four aspects. First is their mind, like how we interact with the world. Are you extrovert or are you introvert? And then the second aspect is their energy, like how they see the world. Are you an observant person, an S, or are you using your intuition? The third part is how we make decisions, and that is, are you a more thinking, logical person, or are you a more feeling kind of person? And the last aspect is about tactics on how we make plans and how we make our decisions. And that is judging or B, prospecting, like spontaneous. And those are the four characteristics on how I want to evaluate Robin. First of all, I think Robin is a very nice character. I love her character arc. And I think she's one of the most relatable character out of everybody in One Piece. But if I want to say Robin, she is definitely an introvert. She is a very quiet person who keeps to herself for most of the time. And the second type is that she's also intuitive. Yes, she is logical, but she relies more on her intuition because I think uh, she looks at the world as a horizon. Like she looks what's out there and she is trying to find the bigger picture, like the history and what is the world? That is the question that she's been trying to ask. So I think she's very intuitive. Now, the third part, I think she is a thinking person. Um, she values objectivity, and I think she hides her feelings and she prefers efficiency and logic over her emotions. I think she is quite a thinking person. And lastly, I think she's J. She is judging. She's quite decisive and she has structures and she would achieve her dreams. So what we get is INTJ. And if you look at the 16 personalities, INTJ is categorized as the architect. The architect, yes. One characteristic of architect is that they are very independent. And Robin is a very independent girl. She can sail the sea alone. Like we see when we first introduced to her character, she basically sails the Grand Line alone. And that is the epitome of independence, okay? And secondly, she's also a lone wolf. Like INTJ is characterized as a lone wolf, like stoic intelligence, but also someone who cares deeply for her pack. And I think that describes Robin perfectly. Now, another characteristic of an architect is that they have a big thirst of knowledge. And this is accurate. We know that Robin's dream is to find the history of the world. She wants to find like history and ruins and what shapes the world until we have what we have today. And that's such a big task, and that is such a thirst of knowledge that only INTJ is really specialized into. But INTJ is also uniquely described as the boldest of dreamers, but also the most bitterest of a pessimist. and dreaming, but also pessimistic. And I think this captures Robin as a character. As we know, she has two dreams. The first one was what I already mentioned. She wants to find the history of the world and like the phonographs and everything, the knowledge. But besides that, she also really wants to find people who can really be her friends, who can like be her family, because she has been ostracized since childhood. We know that Robin has a very hurtful and a very rough childhood. Her mother died, Saul the giant, who is her only friend, died protecting her, and all she wants is like someone to accept her for who she is, and also for someone to give her a reason to live, like how her mother and how her friend Saul the giant told her that you have to live, you will find the reason to live. And those two dreams are very romantic, idealistic dreams. Yes, she pursued the knowledge, but she also has a high romantic idealism within her. And I think this is what really Robin's character and what the personality of architect is all about. And another important thing is that this character, architect personality, can also be very cynical about outlook in life. And we see this from time to time, especially quite in the beginning. But Robin sees the world through a cynical, matter of fact lens. Like she doesn't get flustered easily, but she has experienced such bitterness through her upbringing that she does see the world and the human nature as through a cynical lens, and that is understandable.
自信満々だな。何が得意だ？
暗殺。
取り調べの結果危険すぎる女だと。
不思議ね。声もなく絞め殺されたのかしら。
てめえのカイルはなんでそういつも不傷なんだよ。
破れちゃったみたい。
何？
怪獣に体を食いちぎられていなければいいけど。
いや怖えよ想像が。
But the architect personality type is also a character that is full of contradictions. Firstly, they are curious, but they're also focused. And I think that is Robin. Curious, but focused. And also, they are full of like ambitions, but they're also private. And they're imaginative, yet they're decisive. And I think all of that is very Robin-like. And architect is also one of the personality type that is most often misunderstood because they're introvert and they keep to themselves. Not many people can easily understand them. And we see this that is true. Robin seems aloof in the beginning. She is very cold, as it seems. But that's not all there is to her. She's actually someone who turns out to be care so deeply for her Strawhat pirates, like for her crewmates. She fights for them and she really cares, despite the fact that she doesn't really show it openly or extravagantly, you know. And anyway, I think the INTJ personality, the architect, really describes Robin perfectly. Now, let's talk about Usopp. And Usopp, I would characterize him as an extrovert. He loves being the center of attention. He craves attention. He makes up stories so he can be in the center of attention. Yes, he's an extrovert. And secondly, he is also an observant. Yes, he makes up all the stories, but at the end, when it really matters, Usopp is observant. Like he works on real time, he analyzes facts, especially in fights. He thinks on his feet, observing real time. And he also is a thinking person. He doesn't really prioritize sensitive emotions. He put his logic or his rational self above his feelings. And he is also a prospecting individual. Like he's quite spontaneous. Usopp's dream is to be a brave warrior of the sea.
海の戦士ってのは俺はこういう誇り高い男になりてえ
And that, I think, is one of the most prospecting dreams out there. That is just like go out and have an adventure. And what we have is ESTP. And ESTP in the 16 personalities is categorized as the entrepreneur. And I think entrepreneur really captures Usopp's personality very, very well. First of all, like I said earlier, entrepreneur is about finding an adventure. Like adventure awaits you. And that's all Usopp dreamed about when he was a child and until he joined Luffy as well as the Strawhat Pirates. Entrepreneur personalities love to be in the center of attention, in the center of an adventure. And they are not known for like sitting idle or like preparing for something, but they are out there finding it, like preparing for contingency, like just doing it out there. And I think that describes Usopp. And also, another thing about entrepreneurs or ESTP is that it makes sense for them to use their own moral compass than what the society dictates. And we see how Usopp has this lying tendency to either boast or to protect himself, but either way, he doesn't like to be chained by the society's moral standard. He does what he likes. And his free spirit, I guess, is what drives him to make up all these stories and be all this inventor. Another thing is that if they minimize trouble and if they actually like quiet down a little bit, entrepreneurs are usually a force to be reckoned with. And we see this burst of inspirations and burst of intelligence out of Usopp when he makes such great inventions for Nami, for his weapons, and it's such a entrepreneur-like trait to be able to do that. And one thing is that entrepreneurs' pitfall is that they usually say things before they think, kind of. Like they don't really care about people's feelings that much, but they are willing to question authority. They're willing to ask questions like and fight for what they think is right. And I think this is somewhat characterized by Usopp because there were times where Usopp kind of like want to quit the Straw Hat Pirates and questions Luffy's authority.
意見は変えねえ。今さらお前がなんつったって船は乗り換える。メリーゴーとはここで別れるんだ。
ふざけんなそんなことは許さねえ
He's actually the only one in the crewmates that did that. And I think this is his entrepreneurial tendency that's kicking in. But besides that is entrepreneurs or ESTP, they combine their boldness with new ideas, like with practicality, and they're brimming with inventions and they love putting things together in ways that no one really thinks about. And that's why he brings fresh ideas and like very, very interesting weapons to the crew. And another characteristics of entrepreneurs is they're also defiant. Like they don't like to be boxed in with deadlines or hardline rules. They want to explore things. They want to do things their own way, and they don't want to like sit quietly. And I think this correlates with Usopp's dream of becoming um, the brave adventurer, like the brave warrior of the sea. Like while he is overcoming his insecurities and his fear, he is also trying to be like someone who is uh, finding freedom, someone who is like creating something for himself and for the world. And I think these characteristics, both the positive and the pitfalls of this personality, actually able to captures Usopp's personality quite well. Well, so that is my take on Robin and Usopp. And what do you think? Do you agree with them or do you have thoughts and disagrees with them? Well, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I hope you can subscribe to my channel. See you!